So whenever you're ready, we'll start in a reclined pose. Let's bend our knees. Take your feet about as wide as the mat and let your knees fall in together. Sort of knock those knees together. This helps to let your spine sink into the mat. Beginning to relax. And it's September today. We're entering a new season, which I only know because my kids' teachers are starting new programs for the month. So we've been sent notifications that even though the weather is still warm outside, some of the leaves are starting to fall. It'll be a slow shift into this fall season. Let's bring the soles of our feet together into a reclined butterfly. Gently opening those hips. You can place your hands by your side, on your hips, or maybe you'd like one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Notice your belly slowly moving. You can feel your heart beating. Moving slowly, let's use our hands and bring the knees back together. Bring those knees in for a hug. Rock side to side a little bit, a gentle massage for our spine. Breathing through your nose if that's comfortable for you. Let's let out a sigh and let our knees drop to the right side. You can keep your knees stacked on top of one another. You can hook that top ankle underneath, so your left ankle underneath your right knee if you'd like to deepen the twist. Being mindful not to take the twist to a place that's uncomfortable. Maybe you're looking over your left shoulder. Bring our knees back to center and let them fall out to the left side. Maybe an exhale through your mouth as you do, coming into this twist. Looking out over our right shoulder. Maybe you'd like to use that left hand on the right knee just to help deepen the twist a little bit. New seasons are a bit like a new year for some of us. We feel maybe invigorated with some new energy, a new sense of excitement for something in that season we enjoy. See if we can use that energy in today's practice, and as we go about our days now, bringing those knees back together to your center. One last hug. And then we'll roll into a seated cross-leg position, closing our eyes. Hands can be down on your knees, or you can bring them to your heart center if you'd like, palms pressed together. Taking a moment if you'd like to set an intention for today's practice. Maybe there's someone you know who needs some good vibes and good energy and you'd like to send that out to them. Maybe it's for yourself. When you're ready, we'll come into downward facing dog. So move there as you'd like. Checking in with your body. Walking out those legs. Notice how everything feels, if something's a little bit tight. See if we can open things up a little bit in today's practice. Let's look forward between our hands. Step your right foot forward, your left to meet your right, halfway lift. And then we'll forward fold. And it's sort of a rolling motion. We're going to inhale, halfway lift again. And then exhale, forward fold one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's heel toe those feet about mat width, a little bit wider than your hips. Grabbing a hold of our elbows. Maybe we've got a slight bend in the knees. Let those elbows sway if you'd like. Get a bit more movement and fluid in your spine. Moving any way your body feels good. Slowly releasing those elbows. Let's heel toe the feet back to about hip width apart. And then very slowly we're going to rise up. Roll those shoulders back. Bring our hands to our heart center. As we get ready to flow, let's inhale our arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll step back to high plank. Chaturanga, our knees, chest, chin. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, pushing back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Your next exhale, look forward between those hands, step the left foot forward, the right to meet the left. Halfway lift and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Arms overhead, if that's comfortable, hands down your center. And again, inhale, arms up overhead, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to high plank or to tabletop on your knees if you'd like. From here, we can just lower for baby cobra. Always listening to your body. Push back for downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. If Ujjayi breath is something in your practice, this is a good time to use it. It's nostril breathing, sort of an ocean wave sound in your throat. Looking forward between your hands, let's step the right foot forward, the left to meet the right. Halfway lift, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Arms overhead and down to your heart center. Again, inhale those arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to high plank or tabletop. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Pushing back to downward facing dog. Your next exhale, looking forward between your hands. Right foot forward, left to meet the right, halfway lift. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Palms together and down your heart center. And then we're going to do 4 more of those at our own pace. So moving with your own breath. Tabletop if that's better. From there we can come into baby cobra. Pausing for a few breaths in each downward facing dog. Continuing to breathe as you flow. Moving with your own breath. And when you've completed, you can either hold in downward facing dog or a wide-legged child's pose. And when everyone's here, we'll come into the wide-legged child's pose, feeling the connection with those knees on the ground, your forehead on the ground. It's important during seasons of change, times of change, for us to remain grounded And a good way to do that is sometimes just feeling a connection to the ground, to your yoga mat. Maybe you're barefoot outside, just feeling a connection with the earth. Very slowly, we're going to start to push back into downward facing dog. Lifting those hips high, pushing into all 10 fingers equally, palms of the hands pressed into the mat. And let's look forward between our hands. Step to the front of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, we're going to rise up into chair pose. So we'll sweep our arms up and overhead, sitting into chair. And hold here for a few breaths. Feel those feet gripping into the mat, grounding us, supporting us. 2 more breaths here, you've got this. Arms are reaching up overhead, shoulders away from the ears. Let's rise to standing, sweep those arms down our sides. Give our legs a little bit of a shake. And now we're going to flow, but less vinyasas this time. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead as we come into chair. And from here, we're going to shoot back to Dekasana. Let's step that left leg back. Toes on the mat this time, arms reaching behind us, leaning ourselves forward. And then we'll sweep up to crescent lunge. So arms overhead. Right toes gripping in the mat, supporting us there. Shoulders away from the ears. Let's open to warrior 2. Checking the alignment of your feet. Then we're going to inhale and straighten that front leg, raise our arms up overhead. Fingertips touch, exhale back into warrior 2. Inhale again, arms up and overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale again, arms up and overhead. Exhale, warrior 2. And then we're going to straighten that front right leg and come into a reverse triangle. So hands down the back of your left thigh, arms sweep up and over with a straight front leg. We're going to come forward into a half moon. Let's shift our weight forward, placing those fingertips on the corner of our mat as we rise up to half moon. So foot's flexed. Got an imaginary wall behind us, pushing into that with that foot. And if you have better balance than me today, you might be able to look up to the ceiling, but anywhere that your body is willing to balance and look is good today. We're going to see if we can rise straight up to tree pose. As we start to come into a standing, we're balancing. Maybe tap those feet. Hopefully not watching me. Grab that left foot and ankle, calf or inner thigh. Being playful. No judgment of ourselves today if we are falling around. Finding a focal point. Your hands can be in prayer or up overhead. On our exhale, let's come back to chair. So lower that left foot as we come into a sitting pose here, or sitting squat. Arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. A few breaths here. Switching sides, let's inhale our arms up and overhead, coming to chair pose again. Coming to Dekasana, so right foot comes back, tippy toes are on the mat, hands are sweeping behind us. Kind of leaning forward, as though we're about to go somewhere in a hurry. Let's sweep those arms up overhead, crescent lunge. Sink into that left hip just a little bit more here. Shoulders away from the ears. Let's open to warrior two. Checking that alignment. Soft gaze over those left fingers. Let's inhale, straighten that leg, arms up and overhead. Maybe you're glancing upwards. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Let's straighten that front leg, reverse triangle, right hand down that right thigh. Left arm sweeps upward over. Coming into half moon, take those left fingertips, place them on the mat in the front corner. Lift that right foot off the mat. Flexed foot. You can. Opening that right hand up. Maybe glancing upwards. 2 more breaths here, you got this. Coming into tree pose, again, seeing if we can maybe bend that knee, bring it into a tuck as we start to rise up, working on our balance. Helping that right foot find a tree pose that works for you. Finding some balance, even if it's a rocking kind hands in prayer overhead. Let's lower for chair, so release that right foot, sitting back onto that chair for a moment. And we'll exhale, forward fold, holding here for a moment. Inhale, let's come back to chair. Sweep those arms up and overhead, sitting on your imaginary ledge. Coming to Dakasana again. Left foot comes back behind us on our tippy toes. Arms sweep behind, fingertips spread wide. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Crescent lunge, shoulders away from the ears. Let's open warrior two. Flowing a little quicker this time. Inhale, arms up and overhead just one time. Exhale, warrior two. Reversing our triangle, so straighten that front leg. Reverse behind us. Exhale, half moon, fingertips on the mat. Pushing back through the sole of that foot. Next exhale, rising up into tree, however we get there. Tapping that foot or floating forward. 3 breaths here in tree. Maybe we're smiling. Let's exhale, release that foot coming into forward fold. Inhale, rise up to chair, switching sides. Exhale, right foot back for Dakasana. Inhale those arms up and overhead, crescent lunge. Warrior two. Soft gaze. Inhale, straighten that leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, let's reverse the triangle. Exhale, let's come to half man. Inhale, let's rise up for tree. However we get there. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to go through this sequence a few more times, flowing with our breath. Inhale, arms up and overhead, chair pose. Exhale, Dakasana, left Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straight leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Exhale, half moon. Inhale, tree. Being patient with ourselves. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Dekasana, right foot behind. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Inhale, straight leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Exhale, half moon. Two more breaths here. Inhale, coming up to tree pose. Maybe today we just keep our tiptoes on the mat, ankle. Exhale, forward fold. Continuing to flow with this sequence. Inhale, chair pose as we rise up. Exhale, Dekasana, left leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straight leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Exhale, half moon. Rising up for tree pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up for chair pose. Exhale, Dekasana, right leg back. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten that leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Exhale, half moon. Considering showing ourselves the same grace we would show to other people if our balance isn't where we'd like it to be, or we're feeling off today. Rise up, tree. Release that tree and let's fold forward. One more time each side. Inhale, rise up, chair pose. Flowing with your breath. Exhale, crescent. Dekasana, sorry. Inhale, crescent. Warrior two. Inhale, this breath. Exhale, warrior two. Beautiful. Reverse that triangle. Half moon. Rising up to tree. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, rise up for chair. Exhale, Dekasana, right leg back. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straight leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reversing triangle. Exhale, half moon. Coming into tree pose. Forward fold. 3 breaths here. Feel free to bend those knees a little bit if you'd like. Inhale, rising up to chair. Slight variation of this sequence. Coming now. Exhale, Dekasana, left leg comes back. Inhale for crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straight leg arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the triangle. Exhale, this time we're going to come into triangle pose. So let's bring that right hand, the inside of the right calf. From here again, coming to half moon, fingertips on the mat. Push off that left foot. Opening up your half moon. Got a lot of half moons in the pose today. Coincidentally, we've got a full moon in the sky tonight. This time as we rise up, we're not going to come into tree pose. Let's see if we can rise up and keep our knee bent. Bring that knee up. From here, you might place your right hand on your left knee for a gentle twist. Or you might like to take your two fingers on your right hand and straighten that left leg. Either way, we're standing tall. Okay. A few more breaths here. We release that foot of that knee. We're going to come into a standing split. So fingertips come down to the mat. We'll straighten that left leg. It might be a couple inches off the ground. It might be a couple feet. You may be much more flexible than me and able to come into a full standing split. So wherever we are is where our body needs to be. Then let's lower that left foot down to the mat. We're coming into downward facing dog. Push that right foot back, straight out to a 3-legged dog if we can. So left foot's down on the mat, right leg up for 3-legged dog. Let's go ahead and bend the knee, opening those hips a little bit, looking under your arm. You've got the option here if you'd like to flip your dog, open it up, dropping that right foot behind you. Really reaching out with that right arm. Nice and big. Coming back to downward facing dog. The option to stay here or take a vinyasa. Looking forward between your hands, step to the front of the mat. Halfway lift and forward fold. Inhale, sweep those arms up for chair pose. Switching sides. Dekasana, right leg back. Leaning forward, fingertips spread wide. Inhale, arms overhead, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten that leg, arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, let's come to triangle pose. A few breaths here. Then we'll come to half moon. So left fingertips on the mat. Push that right foot off. Foot's flexed. One more breath here. And then we'll start to rise up. We're going to come to bent knee standing. So however we get there. Nice, strong left ankle. Using that left hand on your right knee for a gentle twist. Or you can grab your big toe with your first two fingers. The outside of the right foot. Trying to stand tall, however, there. Probably not watching me as I wobble. That'll throw us all off. Coming to standing split, so let's release that right foot slowly. Bending forward, folding fingertips on the mat, right leg comes up. Lift that leg just a little bit higher for our last breath here. Exhale, downward facing dog. So let's lower that right foot to the mat. Step the left foot back. And then we'll inhale that left leg up nice and long for a three-legged dog. Bend the knee, opening our hip with the option to drop back and flip our dog. Excellent. Coming back to center for downward facing dog. Option to stay here or take a vinyasa. From here, we're going to lower our knees to the mat. Knees are staying together. We're coming into hero pose. Untucking those toes as we sit back on our ankles. Let's place our hands, palms open, closing our eyes, taking a minute to slow our breath. Gently opening our eyes, soft gaze. We're going to come into a tabletop pose. Rising up, hands on the mat, below our shoulders. Fingertips spread wide. We're going to thread the needle. Let's inhale, sweep that right arm open towards the right side. Exhale, scoop it up and under. Coming onto your right shoulder with the option to sweep your hand behind to your lower back. Slowly come back to tabletop, unwinding however we'd like. Switching sides. Inhale, let's sweep that left arm up and open. Exhale, scoop it under. Coming onto your left shoulder. Slowly making your way back to tabletop. We're going to do a few cat and cows here, moving with your own breath. Feel free to wiggle those hips if you'd like. As you move, with whatever your body needs. Finding some stillness, and then we'll work our way back to downward facing dog. Tucking those toes, lifting the tailbone. Look forward between your hands, and we'll step to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, and forward fold. Inhale, let's sweep those arms overhead into chair pose again. Second last chair pose today. Shoulders away from the ears. Straight away, we're going to rise up to tree pose. So straighten our legs. Let's lift the left leg wherever we'd like to place it on our right leg. Arms to prayer or overhead. Our right foot is grounded down. Maybe our left foot still on the mat too. As long as we're supporting ourselves in some way. We're going to go straight to half moon from here, so let's release that left foot. Place the fingertips on the right corner of the mat. Left leg is out, foot's flexed. The option here to bend the knee, and if you'd like, you can take that left hand behind. Maybe you can reach a hold of your ankle or the top of your foot. If you do get your foot, see if you can push into the top of that foot, opening the hip a little bit. Slowly releasing the foot if we're there, coming into warrior two. Let's bring that left foot down behind us. Rise up, windmill those arms open. Coming into triangle, so let's straighten that front leg, right leg. Right arm sweeps down the inside of our right calf, left arm up and open towards the ceiling. Coming to center, we're going to come into a runner's lunge. So placing our fingers on the mat either side of that right foot. From here, we're going to lower into pigeon. So let's just walk that right foot off to the side. Lower it down to a place that's right for our body. Inhale, we're sitting tall. Exhale, let's roll forward. Inhale, rise up, lifting your chest up again. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold, and then we're going to hold here this time. Breathing and sending that fresh oxygenated blood into that right hip as it's slowly opening over here. I'm not getting too comfortable as we still need to flow on the other side one more time. Slowly are making our way into downward facing dog. So slowly rise up, spread those fingers on the mat. Tuck the left toes, push that right foot back. Looking forward between our hands. Step the right foot forward, the left to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to chair. Exhale, stand, coming into tree. Right foot calf, or maybe just over our ankle. Come into half moon. Left fingertips down on the mat. Right foot pushes out behind us. From here, we have the option to bend the right foot, grabbing a hold of the top of your foot. If you've got that, you push in, opening that hip a little. Releasing that foot, coming to warrior two. Middle of those arms open. Straighten out left leg, triangle pose. Looking down, let's come into runner's lunge. And we'll walk this left foot over to the side to come into pigeon. When we're here, we'll inhale, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale again, rising up, chest is nice and tall. Exhale, folding forward. One more time. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, forward, folding, fold here. Another minute here. Very slowly rising up. This time we're going to just let our body drop out to the left side. Sweep that right leg around. So that right leg is crossed over. We're sitting nice and tall, adjusting your seat if we need to. Place that right hand down on the mat. And we'll inhale the left hand off. And then exhale, see if you can hook that elbow there. Your hand might be down or facing up. Inhale, sitting tall, and exhale, we'll just do a gentle twist, looking out to the side or maybe over your right shoulder. Slowly releasing, coming back to center. We'll switch legs. So uncross that right leg. Creating a V with that right leg on the bottom, left leg comes over top. Sitting nice and tall. Left fingertips down on the mat. Inhale that right hand up. Exhale. Right elbow. Inhale, sitting tall as we look out over that shoulder. Some much needed air conditioning in here. Awfully loud, but it is getting warm. Excellent, let's come back to center and we're gonna come down onto our backs. Knees bent, soles of the feet as wide as the mat, letting those knees fall together again. Knocking our knees, for lack of a better term. Hands at the side, or maybe you'd like one on your belly and one on your heart. So we're starting to calm our breath and relax our body. Really letting your spine melt into the mat here. We're going to make our way into bridge pose, so let's open those knees, walk those feet back into hip width apart. If wheels in your practice and that's something that you'd like to do, please go ahead. If you're going for bridge pose, let's inhale and lift those lips, keeping the glutes relaxed. Coming up onto your shoulders if you'd like. Have an imaginary block between our knees or our thighs that will keep them from opening too wide. So you can lift that chest and those hips just a little bit higher for the last couple breaths, bringing the chin closer to the chest without pinching your neck. Slowly releasing, coming down off those shoulders. Very slowly lowering our spine down to the mat. Feet as wide as the mat, bring those knees together again. Letting the spine decompress. Palms at your side or on your belly. Now we're going to raise our legs. So you've got a few options here. You can put your legs up the wall. You can lie on your back and just lift your legs sort of straight up in the air, or you can come into a shoulder stand. So whatever is feeling good for your body today. Coming out whenever your body feels ready. In shoulder stand, maybe you like to take a plow if you've got space on your mat. And again, one more time, we'll bring our knees together with the soles of our feet on the mat. Again, letting our spine decompress. Now we're going to take happy baby if you'd like, or you can remain here taking happy navel, bend the knees. Grabbing the outsides of those feet. Rocking ourselves side to side, pushing into one foot at a time. Whenever you're ready, you can find some stillness. Come to corpse pose for Shavasana. Feet about as wide as the mat, letting them fall to the sides. Palms facing upwards. Closing your eyes. Relaxing your jaw, your forehead. Not holding tension anywhere if you can. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Wiggling your fingers and toes if you like. Gently bringing some movement back to your body. Whenever you're ready, you can roll up to your right side. And at your own pace, keeping your eyes closed if you'd like. Make your way to seated position. The awake says, these things take time. I am a caterpillar right now. I may not be flying high like a butterfly, but I am grounded. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me to practice today. Namaste. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.